So today we're in a houseboat neighborhood in Sausalito, California, and I want to talk briefly about electric car charging installations. This is one area which you wouldn't necessarily expect to find an easy way to plug in an electric car, but we figured out a way to do that here. This is a neighborhood with a couple dozen houseboats, and there's a couple other surrounding docks with a total of a couple hundred houseboats. And so it's a multi-family situation. There's a shared parking lot, and each of the owners of the houseboats park their car on the dock, and then they go to their house. But they need a place, if they get an electric car, to be able to plug in. So looking at the situation, they don't own the property where the parking lot is located. That's owned by the dock slip where they're renting the space to park their boat. But the dock slip has an interest in providing the charging because it's an amenity that they can offer to their owners, and because everybody wants to see more plug-in cars adopted. So I'm going to go through briefly what I did at this location to provide charging. There's a parking lot that we're standing in right now. It's got spaces for a couple dozen cars. And if you look to our side, you can see some of the houseboats just across a bit of water, and we're just barely above sea level. So what I did was I installed at one end of the parking lot two chargers. In this case, an SPI, which is the inductive charger used by the Toyota RAV4 for an owner of a legacy electric car, as well as a new MAH00024 connector over here. So this is a small conductive charger, and it enables us to set the charging rate, which was useful here because it would allow us to economize our circuit run. So I'm going to back out a little bit. You can see there's a small sub panel right below the MAH00024 charger. I've installed breakers for the two chargers, and because we're located so far from power service in this spot, it's about 200 feet from the main panel, we ran the power for both chargers in one conduit and there's one feeder across the parking lot, and you can see the cars here, down toward the ramp that leads to the main pedestrian dock, and right there is where the main panel is located. I'll briefly go over that, and by doing it this way, we only had to run set of feeders, and there's one meter that measures the power use, and that's sub-metered for this location. So each owner, or each boat, houseboat owner, has a sub-meter, and they pay electricity to the dock slip owner. And what I did in this location is I installed a sub-meter located right off the pedestrian ramp here, and that measures the power flow to the car chargers. If any additional chargers were needed, either they could share the same service and derate the capacity. Each one could supply, instead of a 40 amp circuit and a 20 amp circuit, we could cut them down to, say, a 20, 20, 20 amp circuit, so that 320s, or we could even go down to 15 amp circuits. And we've topped off a pedestal that has the existing meters, and located about 30 feet away, there's a cabinet that has the main panel for the whole building. And that covers it for this installation.